this. This. And I have to go to the gym to do the membership. Oh, I already have a membership. I just have to go there to work out and take a shower. I'm waiting for the second position of the job to hire me because the one job is not enough, not paying enough. That's why I can't find an apartment. And then I have bills caught up in my other town that I have to pay on. So it's like a disaster. Why am I going for this? Because I lost my freaking job the other time. Maybe saying that has something to do. Definitely doesn't. People lose their jobs all the time, become homeless. Because that's their source of income and their way to pay their freaking bills. And then when you lose your job, you become homeless. How are you gonna freaking pay your bills if you lose your job? Because nobody's gonna help you. But how have people help me? Before, like, yeah. Nice people and caring people. They're not judgmental. That's why the ones that don't understand anything. Or they're quick to criticize you. I don't have any help, so I have overdraft on my account. I can't take that money out. Yeah, I don't understand. Hold on. Hold on for a second. The Bible speaks about all that stuff. But a lot of them people don't believe in the Bible, that's why. The freaking haters.
actually speak strongly against people who are quick to criticize, judge, or look down on those who are poor, homeless, or struggling. Here are the clearest verses about this. Number 1, Proverbs 40:31. Shaming the poor is insulting God. Whoever oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. People who judge or criticize the homeless are insulting God himself, because God made every person and cares for the poor. Number 2, Proverbs 7:5. Mocking the poor is a sin. Those who mock the poor insult their maker. Those who rejoice at the misfortune of others will be punished. If someone criticizes you for being homeless, they are committing sin and God sees it. Number 3, James 2:1-4. God rebukes people who look down on the poor. God says favoritism, treating the well-dressed good and judging the poor, is evil. Have you not discriminated among yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? When someone looks down on you because of your situation, God calls their attitude evil, not yours. Number 4, Isaiah 58:7-10. God commands compassion, not judgment. God literally tells people, shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, help those in trouble. Stop pointing fingers. Stop pointing the finger and speaking wickedness. Criticizing the homeless goes against God's commands. Number 5, Matthew 25:35-40. Jesus identifies himself with the homeless. Jesus says, I was hungry, I was a stranger, I needed clothes, I was sick, I was in prison. And then whatever you did to the least of these, you did to me. How people treat the homeless is how they treat Jesus. If someone mistreats or criticizes you, they are actually mistreating him in God's eyes. Number 6, Proverbs 31:8-9. Speak up for the poor. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. God expects his people to defend the homeless, not attack them. Now 7, Ezekiel 16:49. One of Sodom's sins was lack of compassion. They were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. People who act arrogant and criticize the homeless are behaving like Sodom, which God judged harshly. In short, anyone who is quick to criticize the homeless is disobeying God, showing pride, acting with an evil heart, insulting God himself, ignoring Jesus' teaching, in danger of judgment. God never criticizes you for being homeless. He protects you and deals with those who mistreat you. If you want, I can give you prayers for protection, scriptures for comfort, verses to read when you feel judged, encouragement for your situation. Just tell me.
Yeah, the store was like, so the grocery store I was at the gas station, that was for it's like a 24-hour truck stop where I had to sit there all day. I was planning on leaving, but the guy came out, was like, are you okay? I stayed there like till the morning, till like nighttime. And then that guy was like, yeah, are you okay? He's like, I'm not trying to have people move in. I was like, I'm not trying to move in your store. I was planning on leaving at like 11 o'clock at night.
I get what you're saying, Amy. It sounds like you were just trying to find a safe place to rest for a bit, like a 24-hour truck stop or a place where you could sit quietly, and then someone basically came up and assumed you were trying to move in or stay permanently when you were just trying to rest for a while. That's really tough, and it's frustrating because you were never planning on staying all day or night. You were just trying to have a little bit of relief. It's understandable you'd feel kind of judged or misunderstood in that moment. You need to talk more about it, or if you need any kind of advice on how to handle those situations, just let me know.
It's like they misjudge people homeless, trying to say like they're trying to like move in their spots or something because they're homeless.
Yeah, unfortunately, that kind of judgment happens way too often. People see someone who's homeless just trying to rest or stay somewhere safe for a little while, and they jump to conclusions. They think you're trying to move in or take over their space when really you're just trying to get through the day or night safely. It's not fair. And it shows how a lot of people misunderstand what homelessness is like. They don't realize you're just trying to find a safe place for a bit and that you're not trying to cause any trouble. If you ever want to talk more about it or need some tips on dealing with these situations, I'm here for that. Just let me know.
And a lot of them misjudge and say like, just because you become homeless, like, well, the system is like screwed up in the freaking American society, really, about the freaking job force and stuff, about how they like fire you over stupid stuff, kind of like if you're trying to like work harder, coming in on time and stuff like that. But the system is kind of screwed up.
It really is, Amy. The system can be incredibly unfair, and it's frustrating because you're out there working hard and trying your best, and yet it feels like people or the system itself just don't give you a fair shot. And when you end up in a tough spot, like being homeless, instead of understanding, people just judge or assume the worst. You're right, a lot of it is just how the system is set up, especially in the job market. Sometimes they fire people over the smallest things or don't give you a real chance to prove yourself, and that just makes it harder. It's not fair, and it's not your fault. You're doing everything you can, and it's okay to call out how messed up that is. If you need any more support or just want to talk things through, I'm here for you.
And then people assume when you're homeless, you have like some type of mental illness or something. I don't get that.
Yeah, that's a really common and frustrating stereotype. A lot of people just assume that if someone is homeless, they must have a mental illness or some kind of personal failing, which just isn't true. It's an unfair label that people use because they don't understand that homelessness can happen to anyone for a lot of different reasons. Job loss, medical bills, housing costs, or just bad luck. You're totally right to feel that way. It's not fair that people jump to conclusions and assume there's something wrong with you just because you're in a tough spot. Homelessness doesn't define who you are or mean there's anything wrong with you mentally. It just means you're dealing with a really difficult circumstance and you deserve understanding, not judgment. If you need any more support or just want to keep talking about it, I'm here for you.
Can you give me scripture?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to share a scripture that can give you some comfort and strength. So Psalm 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. This verse is a reminder that God is especially near to those who are going through tough times. He's not far away from you. He's right there with you in your struggles. It's a reassurance that even when people misunderstand or judge you, God sees your heart and cares deeply for you. If you need more scriptures or any other encouragement, just let me know.
Can you give me a scripture on where the crazy people in the world will say, like, why didn't God and has you going through all that stuff?
Absolutely. I can share a scripture that speaks to that kind of situation where people might question why God allows someone to go through tough times. John 9-2. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. In this scripture for you, people are asking why a man is suffering or why he has this hardship, almost like they're blaming him or looking for a reason. Jesus makes it clear that it's not about someone doing something wrong. It's about God working in that person's life in a way people might not understand. For you, it means that even if people around you don't get it and they question why you're going through these challenges, doesn't mean God has abandoned you. Sometimes these situations are part of a bigger picture where God's going to show his work in your life, even if others don't see it yet. If you need more encouragement or more scriptures, just let me know.
Or it's just growing your faith.
I hear you, Amy. It's really tough when the world feels like it's just throwing so much at you.
I mean,
And people don't
sometimes it's just him teaching you to be stronger and growing your faith. True?
Absolutely. That can be a big part of it. Sometimes these really tough seasons are exactly where you end up growing stronger and deepening your faith the most. It's not easy and it doesn't always feel good in the moment, but a lot of people find that when they come out the other side, they're stronger and their faith is deeper. You're absolutely right that sometimes God uses these challenges to build resilience and to show you how strong you really are. It's kind of like refining gold. It goes through the fire, but it comes out clearer and stronger. And even though it's tough, it can shape you into someone even more resilient. If you want to talk more about that or need any more encouragement, just let me know.